And we're live. And thank God that nobody was listening 20 seconds ago.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing? We got 7 people in the house so far. I got
Good,
the same
man. Yeah.
folks in a different order on the screen that I had last week. I got Dustin over at Wayward Wags. That way. Yeah, that guy. Outside. Another outdoor guy right down here. Papa Drew. Is that a Beatles shirt?
Yeah, man, that is a Beatles shirt, and I got my Beats on, so we're rocking it.
Nice. Hey, I was at a Tiffin rally in Sarasota a couple of months ago, and they had a Beatles cover band. Man, it sounded like they were awesome. They went through and did costume changes and from the different eras of the Beatles. The guy that was pretending to be Paul even played the bass left-handed like he was supposed to. They were great. It was a fun night. Anyway,
Good times.
it was good. Back when you can get out, you know what I'm saying? You could be out away and businesses were open. So we got 9 folks in the house so far. Thank you guys for showing up. Kind of a continuation of what we were talking about last week with doing the channel reviews. Again, if you, it seems like my cuckoo clock's a little behind. It's just going off now.
I can get the chat.
Drew's doing his own thing right now, apparently. I don't think he can hear us.
Hi to people.
Oh. But if you missed last week's show, go back and watch it because these 2 guys went through a bunch of reviews of channels from community members here, and just rewatch it because the advice and the pointers they give affect everybody's channel. So do yourself a favor, go back and watch it.
Hopefully we'll have more good stuff today.
And hopefully we'll have some more good stuff today. So the big topic today is SEO. And that stands for search engine optimization. Now, years ago, I had a small web hosting company, and I actually had a lot of clients for a while, including a lot of NASCAR tracks. And the big thing then, that was a new term back then, search engine optimization. And man, I'd spend hours and hours and hours and hours trying to optimize websites for, to get whatever that website was geared toward, to get it towards the top of the search. And I was pretty good at it, at getting at least on the first page of Google on a search, which is not an easy task. I probably couldn't do it at all now, obviously. But YouTube being part of Google, they use that same algorithm, but they've thrown in a bunch of other monkey wrenches. So Dustin or Drew, you want to talk about some of those monkey wrenches that YouTube does to get you so you can actually show up on a search
I just want to lay like a foundation, because when you're building a house, you got to have a good foundation. Then you add the walls on, then you put the roof on, you add all the nice pictures, the front door, and then I hand you the keys, right? So let's build that front foundation first. So you've made your video. It's awesome. You got your thumbnail. It's rocking and rolling. You've used some of our tips and tricks on how to hit that thumbnail. Now you need to go out and utilize the Google search engines and utilize the YouTube search terms. And now you're looking at putting this video that you made, your creation, in front of everybody, God, king, and country out there, and getting it rock and rolling. There's certain tips and tricks on how to do just that. And that's what the SEOs are geared to do. They're geared to get you out into those search engines, to get the crawlies that are on Google to find your video in front of everybody else's video. And we're going to teach you how to rank your videos. So when you're going into the search results, that recommended page on the right side of YouTube, you can get ahead of everybody else's video, even though your video doesn't have that many views or you just launched it. And that's what the SEOs do for you. They put you higher up on that list so you have a better chance of somebody clicking that awesome thumbnail that you've just created. So there's the foundation of why we're talking about this and why is this so important. And damn, I look good in the video today.
Well, he started off strong, ended weak. Dustin, what do you got to add to that?
There's lots of tips and tricks that you can do to increase the odds that your video is going to be suggested by YouTube or shared to other viewers. I do have a disclaimer. I am on Fort Benning, Georgia, and we have aircraft flying over outside. So if I have to mute or if the aircraft gets too loud, just let me know. I can mute them until they go by. I think one's flying over right now.
Yeah, it sounds like it's in my head.
That one's actually not really close. The other ones fly right over. So there's really, I mean, explaining the search engine optimization, just explaining it really isn't probably going to help too much. What's going to help is actually going through this stuff and click by click and actually helping people navigate the SEO process. So if you're watching and you're a creator, in another tab, go ahead and open up your channel. So when we start talking about some of these tips, you can kind of follow along from your homepage on your channel, and we can help you navigate some of these tips and tricks.
Dude, what a great idea. Rock on, Dustin.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, you're in the Army, but that's freaking awesome, dude. What a great idea.
So, you want me to start talking about some tricks?
Go for it.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll do the first one.
I got a couple tips too that I don't think you guys maybe. I don't know. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Cool. We'll start with the very first one that I always use, and the very first one I always use is the incognito tab. Because you have been on YouTube and Google, and because you're signed into your account, Google takes into an account everything that you've ever searched for, looked up, everything. So as soon as you start typing, it automatically starts suggesting things to fill into your search bar. Now, if you go into an incognito tab, it's like no one has signed in. There's no history of searches. So it will give you an unbiased view of what it's actually suggesting to the general public.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Where do you find the incognito tab?
Okay, so if you are in your browser, I don't know, I'm on Chrome and I'm on a PC, so it might be different on a MacBook. But in the PC, in the top right-hand corner, there's three little dots. If you click on those three little dots, it says 3 tabs down. It says New Incognito tab.
Yeah, and if you're using Microsoft Edge or Internet Explorer, first of all, you need to switch to Chrome or Firefox. But if you still want to stick with those browsers, they call it private browsing. But you do the same thing. You go in the menu and click on private browsing.
So when you click on the new incognito window, it'll bring up a whole new window, and you'll see the little dude there. Looks like a spy. And then you'll go to youtube.com, and you'll start typing in. So, for example, if you're doing a video this week about how to clean your gray tanks, you want to go on to YouTube incognito or Google incognito, and you want to type in how to clean your gray tanks. And you want to see what Google is suggesting. So you want to see the top videos that are performing the best. And you want to emulate some of the things that they're doing. Maybe they have a great thumbnail idea, or maybe they have a great title idea. Things and you can sort those by views, by date.
Hang on a second, Dustin. Hang on a second. Yeah. Caller, can you mute your YouTube tab, please?
I need help all getting started.
Okay. All right. Did you watch the video we did last week, William?
No.
Okay, go back and watch that, because that really starts at the beginning of how to get
after we're done.
And it's almost a step-by-step thing. And actually, Pause and Effect, their YouTube channel actually did a how to actually start your YouTube channel from scratch video, I think last week as well. Those are good places to start.
Okay. So you want me to go back to last week?
Yeah, that'd be the quickest way for you for sure.
All right.
But William, you want to do that after this video?
Yeah, after
this video you can break it down into 2 separate sections.
Yeah,
William. So you can go ahead and get a lot of information off of this video, and then go back and learn how to set up your page or YouTube page and stuff.
Right, I'm going to go ahead and let you go, William, because we got a lot of feedback. Thanks for calling, though, buddy. Sorry about that, Dustin.
No, you're good.
We'll open up calls in a minute. So for right now, just hold your calls, please. Go ahead, Dustin.
Yeah, so like I was saying, once you're in the incognito window, you can just go to youtube.com, And then in the search bar on YouTube, you type in whatever your video is about that week, and you want to see the top performing videos. Now, what I always do is I filter to like within the past year, because I want real time relevant stuff. I want the best performing videos over the past year. I want to see what they were doing right, so that I can emulate that. Not to copy it, because like for example, I shot a video yesterday about how to change your adnode rod in your RV. Now, I went into an incognito tab and I typed in how to change your adnode rod. There are lots of videos out there, so I'm not going to do my video exactly the way that they did it, but I did have good suggestions for titles, for tags, had good suggestions for thumbnails, and so I will emulate parts of that, but then I'll make the video my own. And so I know that those key things that are getting good hits are going to get good hits on my video, and if my content is good, people are going to stick around and watch some more of my stuff.
Yeah, and that's a big tip that a lot of people don't think about, and honestly, I don't think about it a lot. But when I do, my videos seem to perform better. Is the odds of you making a video that nobody else has ever made before are pretty low at this point. You just have your own take on it, and maybe there's a couple of unique things. But looking and seeing what works, a gray tank video. How did that gray tank video get 4,000 or 4 million views? Look at his keywords, look at his tags and description and title, and emulate. That's the key. Emulate. You don't want to copy it because nobody's going to pay attention to it. And then try to make it your own. So yeah, those are great points.
So I've noticed that TubeBuddy is not the most reliable when it comes to finding your SEO stuff. So what I do is pretty similar to what Dustin does, but the YouTube search is a very powerful search engine, okay? Just like Google is very powerful. They kind of work off each other. So if you're doing a black tank video, how to clean my black tank, start off with how to clean my black tank, and then type A. See what pops up. Then type B and see what pops up. Then type C and see what pops up. Those are going to be ranking keywords in your SEOs for what you could actually either put down in two different places. You can put it down as your title, or what's really important, you can put it down as your tags.
Mm-hmm.
So you could put how to clean your black tank A or H, right? Let's take how to clean your black tank H, hose. You might want to put that down in your tags, because that's something that Google is going to, or YouTube's going to be searching for in the search engine, and that'll help you get your video discovered. Okay. The other thing you can do is make those your hashtags. You can put up to 10 hashtags in your description. Don't put any more than 10, but just 10 hashtags down in your description. Anything more, Google's just going to throw it. It's going to kick out.
Yeah, but just keep in
most.
mind,
I would probably put like maybe 6 or 7 down there.
Keep in mind when you're putting your hashtags on there, put your what you think is going to be the best 3 hashtags on there, the first 3, because only the first 3 are going to show up underneath your thumbnail.
Correct. But up to 10 will be searchable, and it'll recommend over to 10. The other trick that's starting to come out is YouTube is getting very, very tricky, and they're looking for timestamps. If you go through at 0.5, you start talking about black tank. And then 10 seconds into the video, you start talking about how to clean your black tank. Put that in your description underneath your video, and timestamps are absolutely searchable. And it's just another tool to help your video get discovered.
Cool.
Did you know about that one, Dustin?
I don't use timestamps a lot, but I do know that YouTube likes it. It's a lot of work because you have to in your software, or once your video is uploaded on YouTube, because keep in mind your editing software time might not be exactly what YouTube time is. So you need to go into YouTube editor to find those times to stamp, not in your Wondershare or iMovie or whatever. Go into YouTube editor to find those timestamps, and it has to be relevant. And you don't want to put a ton of timestamps in there, just the relevant timestamps, because if you put too many timestamps in there, what you're going to get people is you're going to get people clicking through your video and not watching it.
Right. So the trick is to filter all that out. YouTube gives you a what do you call it when subtitles. You can
Yes.
click on your subtitles, and under your subtitles will give you a timestamp for what word has been said.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and take that and put that in as your timestamp to alleviate a lot of time searching back and forth for what timestamps are. That'll cut through a lot of time for you.
Yeah. So a good example of that is, so if you're at an RV show and you're going to show 5 different RVs, okay, some people are only interested in maybe 1 or 2 that you're going to show. So you put the name of the RV and the timestamp for that RV, the next RV name and the timestamp for that. That way, the person's only going to go and watch what they want to watch. They don't have to sit through the whole video. They can click straight to the Jayco 420 RL and watch that part and then leave if they want to.
Right. So you want to take your timestamps in your description and not put them at the top where people can see them. Because remember, we're trying to get Google to search for these. These are searchable things. These are SEOs. So take that timestamp description, put it at the bottom of all your other stuff. So people have to scroll all the way down to the bottom to see that so they can skip through the video if they want. It just makes it a little bit more work for the end user to go through, but it helps you with the creepy crawlies and the SEOs trying to discover that stuff.
Yeah, remember, you got 5,000 characters to put in that description, so you can fill it up with search terms and tags and everything else too. Because again, YouTube, Google looks at all of it.
Yeah.
So
you want to at least put 3,000 to 4,000 words into that description per your video, but it has to be relevant. Don't just throw a bunch of weird stuff in there.
Because if you throw random stuff out there, then that just throws off the whole ranking that YouTube would give you for whatever term, because you're all over the place.
Yeah,
and YouTube doesn't know how to share your video.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another good way, here's another tip that I have. Another good way to make sure that YouTube is crystal clear on what your content is and what you want to be searchable and what you want people to find is, so we talked about last week, we talked about making your thumbnail wording on your thumbnail different from your title. When you get into the guts of your video, the opposite is true. You want your title, your description, and your tags to match as much as possible. It's called triple keywords. You want triple keywords in your title, description, and your tags, so that YouTube goes, okay, they're all 3 on there, or that keyword is in all 3 places. So that's what the video is about. That's what I should be sharing. That's what I should be suggesting on other like videos that are like this video. And so that will give YouTube a reason to suggest your video on other videos that are similar.
Yep, and I just did this comment down from Nursing Our Travel Bug. Is click on your hashtags and see how far you have to scroll down until you see yourself come up. Because number 50, maybe pick a more specific or unique tag. That's a great point. That's kind of what we've been talking about to some degree anyways. If the keywords and everything else that you picked initially aren't working for your video, even though you think they're the right ones for the video, if they are not working, then they're not the right ones for the video.
Yeah, and so I just talked about triple keywords, but there is actually a 4th element to that, because YouTube transcribes every word you say in your video, and they are all searchable. So if you have whatever words are in your title and are in your description and are in your keywords, you need to say those words word for word somewhere in your video.
Yep, that's totally, and there's a good tool out there that really helps you hit, and there's 5 of them actually, I think, and I don't know what the 5th one is, I forgot, but if you go to vidIQ, they will actually score your video for you on your SEOs, and you want to get at least a 50% score on all of your videos. Yeah. And that's maximizing the searchability of that video on YouTube, and it will really improve your hits on that.
If you don't know what vidIQ is, it's very similar to TubeBuddy. It's a Chrome extension. There's free and paid versions. Just do a Google search for vidIQ.
And that's on the free version, by the way.
Yeah.
I use vidIQ, and I think the free version is adequate. I mean, it only gives you like 2 or 3 suggested tags, It only gives you a couple other suggested videos that you could, emulate. But if you do this in your incognito tab, you don't really have to worry about that. But it does, the greatest tool that has for free is, like Drew said, it scores you on a scale from 0 to 50 on your SEO, and then 0 to 50 on your basically your shareability, your end titles, your end screens, sharing on Twitter, sharing on Facebook, all of that stuff. But SEO is 50% of it. That's how important SEO is, that vidIQ is scoring half of your video just on SEO and half on everything else.
Yeah.
I try and get all my videos at least 40 to 50%, all of them, even my live streams. I'll go back and try and get those back. And the reason how I find that is I let vidIQ audit my channel. Do that every day. Audit my channel, see what I'm posting, see if I've put all my stuff in there that I need to put in. If not, it'll tell you, and you go back into that video and you can fix it.
Yeah, and so and vidIQ, when you're uploading a video, it will score you real time. So as soon as you make a change, your score will change. So if you're uploading a video and it's like 17% out of 50 on SEO, just keep changing stuff until it gets to a higher score, and it'll be muscle memory on what you need to do to make your score higher.
Yep. Good stuff.
When you're ranking, when you're doing the incognito stuff, you want your video to show within the top 10 videos. If you can consistently have your video in the top 10 videos shown on the sidebar, you're going to do really, really well on those videos. Plus, you'll make all the guys mad that have like 100,000 subscribers, which is kind of a bonus.
Yeah. Now, the only thing that the only thing that I really don't pay as much attention to that I used to on the scoring for vidIQ is part of their SEO. They score you on tag volume and tag count. Now, that used to be really super important because YouTube liked for you to tag as much stuff as possible. But now it's kind of confusing for YouTube. If you're just putting tags in there just to get the tag volume up, the amount of characters that you can put in there. Hang on a second, I got an aircraft flying over. I muted my thing. So if you're just putting just a bunch of words in there that are not relevant just to get your tag volume up, that's not helping you, because that's confusing YouTube. Now they don't know what your video is about. So I would rather have my tags be relevant and not as many, as opposed to having a bunch and they really don't mean anything.
Yeah, and I learned that because I've talked about Jacob Billet on here a couple of times, and he did a channel review of our channel. Not that he's done it a couple of times actually, and that was one of the things he pulled up on a video that we had. Is I had a lot of tags that weren't relevant to that video. They were relevant to my channel. They weren't relevant to the specific video. And what he told me was that, I mean, basically they don't help at all, and it confuses YouTube. So and I got rid of those tags. I worked on some of the other tag suggestions he gave me for that particular video, and I got, even though the video was a few weeks old when he did that review on it, I got a bump in views after making some of the suggested changes. And what do you guys think about, because TubeBuddy keeps suggesting to me when I do the SEO thing on TubeBuddy, it keeps suggesting to me misspelled tags. You know, like having the word, like if your tag is like, you know, clean the black tank, have one of those words misspelled. You know, because people will misspell a word, you know, occasionally, and not pay attention to when they search for something. And so
I would break it down clean.
For me to put in the misspelled words as tags. And what do you guys think about that?
I don't have TubeBuddy, so I don't have a suggestion, but I don't know. I would say that even when people are typing into a search, it's gonna, you would think the search engine would automatically autocorrect or say, "Did you mean this?"
Right, and it usually does, right?
All the results. So I don't know that I would purposely misspell tag.
Yeah.
I would clean black tank. I would put clean as a tag, black as a tag, and tank as a tag.
Yeah.
And put those three in there because
Yeah.
those three add up. And then I would put clean black tank as a tag,
Yes.
as a complete tag. And then, just maybe black tank and then clean and black and mess around with all three of those and break.
Yeah.
Because that gives you
if
more
you've
of a
got a
chance
phrase
to
that you want
to
promote, then you need to take every combination of that phrase possible and make it a tag.
Exactly.
And to stick with the black tank, I would even abbreviate black tank and do like BLK, because that's kind of a common abbreviation.
Yeah.
If any of your words have common abbreviations that people use when they type, I would put those in as well, especially if you got room to if you got room for tags.
Yeah. And like you said before, Michael, so for, you were talking about tags that weren't relative to the video, but because we're in a niche, and we're not talking to everybody, not everybody in your audience is in the RV niche. So whatever your niche is, there are tags that will be relevant to your videos, every one of your videos. So you can go ahead and save those tags in your default settings. So like for us, RV living, full-time RV living, RV lifestyle, RV, all that stuff is always relevant to our channel on every video. So those are already in there. So like most of ours is already filled up. As soon as we post a video, it's already almost filled with tags. And then so I take whatever's specific to the video that I'm uploading and I add those tags and phrases and break those down. And usually by the time I'm done, I have a full tag volume and they're all relevant.
Yeah, that's good.
Right.
Hey,
so what you can do is
quick comments here. Burning Up the Road says just turned it on, feel completely lost. Don't worry, stick with us, and then go back and rewatch it from the beginning. Just like Amy McFarland just said, a lot of it's over her head, and she just needs to process. She just needs to process it slower and replay. That's the thing with this video and last week's video too. I mean, it's really not fast paced, but the stuff we're talking about is so time consuming to actually do. Make this change and make that change, that just play the video back, pause it, take a note if you need to, or actually go do whatever it is Dustin or Drew are suggesting, and then hit play again and go to the next one. That's what I've done on a lot of these how to do this or make your channel better videos. And actually a lot of the videos that these guys have done, that's what I've done. However, wherever they are, I don't know.
Can I make a quick suggestion?
No, you can't.
Just coming in.
Froze.
Am I frozen?
No, you're good now.
Okay, cool. Go open a side window, bring up one of your videos like in YouTube Studio, and show that stuff to them so they can actually, because some people are audio learners and some people like me are visual learners. I got to see what I'm doing to do this. So that might help them do that. The other thing I was going to suggest is, Dustin was saying, on all those tags, we're in a niche. We're in an RV niche, right? So if you go through and you put a bunch of tags, put a vidIQ, it scores at like 40 on the relevant like RV tag stuff. Save that to a clipboard, because you already know every time you do a video and you import that, you're already ahead of the game. You're already at 40. You add the relevant tags into what your video is, you're just one step above what you don't have to create the wheel. You know what I mean? And I think that's what Dustin was about.
Yeah, exactly.
We have
that saved.
I'm just trying to save everybody a lot of time.
We have that saved in our upload defaults. So if you go to your settings and you go to your upload defaults on YouTube, you can go ahead and type in all your descriptions. My description is almost the same on every video, unless there's something specific that I need to add in there. All my tags are already on there. My channel tags are already on there. So usually when I go to upload a video, I'm already scoring probably 35 to 40 points on vidIQ before I even start messing around with the title and the rest of the tags and the rest of the description.
Yeah, here, check this out, everybody. This is what we're talking about. I'm in YouTube Studio. I picked a video. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to click here on the settings button. And this is big. This will save you a ton of time. Upload defaults. You can put basic information in here. And if you look here at my description, I've already got a lot in my description. I have almost 1,900 characters in my 5,000 limit description right off the bat.
And so for an example, what I have in my default description is I always have talking about how we help vets, and a portion of all that goes to vets. We all have all of our links, our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, all that stuff. We have links to our swag store. We have, we talk about, we plug Epidemic Sound because we use their music. And so all that stuff is in the guts of in the description of every one of our videos. And then, so if I'm uploading the black tank video, then above that, I'll say, this week we're cleaning out our black tank, let us know if you have any questions or whatever in the description, and then so
No.
it's specific to that. And then I don't have a default title because the title changes every time.
Right.
Right. So the other thing is make sure that you put in the description, right-hand side, when you upload your video and you go into YouTube Studio, it'll have a link to where that video is. Take that link, put that in your description. So you should have your friends or somebody share this video and then put the link there. And then that way, that's also part of your SEO. I've noticed when my score goes up, they want to see that link in the description of the video.
Okay, cool. That's a good one. I didn't know. Real quick on the upload defaults, and you got, like I said, you got visibility, which you always want private to begin with, and then whatever tags you want. And now those will be on every video. I'm going to click on the advanced tab real quick and just show a couple of things. You can select what category you want to be in. And so those are big right there because they save you a ton of time. I know a lot of people don't even realize that those upload defaults are there, and they're just copying and pasting huge amounts of data from one video description to the next video.
Or hand jamming every time.
Yeah, or even worse, hand jamming every time. Exactly. So here
Mike,
is how you do it easy and quick. Yeah, go ahead, Drew.
Go to the upload default section in your YouTube Studio under settings, and show them where that default setting is, and that way they see all the stuff that's coming up, what we're talking about, automatically propagating to your video. Maybe somebody don't know how to do that. I know it's like kind of basic stuff, but let's take everybody by the hand and walk them step 1, step 2, step 3.
I just did that, Drew.
To the default. My eyes are bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I see it. I'm sorry.
You were breaking up when that happened, so you probably missed it. But, so here's a video I have in YouTube. I'm looking at it in YouTube Studio. I just clicked on edit. So Dustin or Drew, go ahead and tell me what you want me to do.
I would copy on the right hand side. I would copy that link and put that in to your description. That's step 1 if it's not there.
It's not.
I would add that. You see where that link is on the right?
Yeah, I got it. I copied it.
I would take that link right there. Yeah, and put that in your video somewhere. I would, in the beginning of the video, I would have, hi, welcome. Thank you for clicking on my video. This video is an addition of your video into this video is about, because that's another way of SEOs to get. I can't read it, Mike. So, would absolutely do that, and then I would incorporate some of your tags that you have in the description as well, because then now you're triple tagging stuff.
Yeah, and I've already got that. I've got the my title is also in the description. I also have tags that match it. It's spoken in the video. So all the stuff that you and Dustin have already talked about, I've done it. But here's where you got to make sure your title and TubeBuddy also wants you to put in, and I don't know if it matters or not. Maybe you guys do. Want you to put your main tag or your title within the first I think 500 characters in your description.
Yeah,
is what they say.
I always put it in the first sentence.
Yep. So first sentence. Of course, a couple other things to look at here is
give us
you always want it in at least. You always want it in a bunch. You always want it in at least 2 playlists.
Right. So give us an example of putting that description in the first 500 characters. Read first couple lines.
Well, I didn't do it in this one, so it's not there.
Okay.
this is one I didn't optimize for that specific thing yet. So I would need, what I want to do is, like I said here, have a service dog and want to visit Disney. If I just, honestly, easy way is
Paste it in there.
yeah, and now it's done, and I can take that.
Now I would take that you just, now what you just pasted in there, I would go down to your tags down below and absolutely insert that into my tags.
Yeah, that part right there. Yeah,
and break it up the way that we. Yep.
Yeah.
And put that inside your tags down below.
So let's go down to my tags. See, my tags are already maxed out.
Yeah.
But so I had to go back. I'm not going to do it right now, just for the sake of time. I had to go back and look through some of these. I've already optimized these tags. So a lot of that stuff is already in there. And this video is actually, from a search perspective, my best video.
Cool.
If you do a search for Disney Service Dog, this will show up number 18 on YouTube.
That's good.
At least it did a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So but if you search that exact phrase, but right here, it's vidIQ score. I mean, is what these guys were talking about. Now I got a 46 out of 100 vidIQ score. I haven't really been paying attention much to vidIQ, but look at it, the tag volume. It giving me a 2 out of 5 on tag volume, even though I've maxed out my tags. I've got 2 characters left to put a tag in.
Yeah.
Because you might have tags that are not relevant to that video in that thing. But if you put the description into your tag thing, I bet you that goes up.
Well, let's take a look. I bet I can get rid of that one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But I would say as long as you're in the 45 to 50 range, that's
pretty
fine.
good.
I'm actually pretty better. Look at this, because vidIQ tells you if you search this, I'm number 8.
Yeah.
If you search that one, I'm number 8. If you search that one, I'm number 5. And if you search that one, I'm number 25.
Yeah. So that's good information that vidIQ gives you.
Yep.
Very good. The other good program too that's really cheap to get is called Morning Fame. I really like Morning Fame.
I haven't heard of that one.
It's a little sleeper video, but the way they break stuff down for you is super easy to read. It's super cheap subscription for that, and I highly recommend Morning Fame. Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save that.
There's guys that I follow that like Brian G. Johnson. I don't know if you know who that is, but that's a big SEO guy.
Yeah.
And he's helped me out tremendously with this.
So hopefully, just seeing it here on the video, it's up on the screen here. You can see it's using tools like vidIQ and TubeBuddy can really help you along that way. But really, the biggest help is like what Dustin and Drew said in the very beginning is search for similar videos and see how they're constructed and follow that template, if you will, for how they're constructed. Copy the tags. But just remember, it's not necessarily the tags that make the difference. Because I've looked at a lot of videos that have literally millions of views, and when I look at the tags, they're either no tags at all or there's 2 tags. That's because that channel has 40 million subscribers, and the video is 5 years old. So having 1 million views really isn't that big of a deal for that particular channel. So you gotta kind of look at all that. So because some of these videos you look at, they may be very popular, but they don't have a lot of tags just because the creator is so popular. The videos the videos get watched even if without being searced.
So that's
like Casey Neistat.
Yeah. So that's a good thing to that Mike said, because that's great advice not to compare your channel to other channels. So you cannot get on and have 1,000 subscribers and compare yourself to Less Junk, More Journey. You can't. you know, and there are going to be weeks when they have an off week or their content isn't super great, and you're going to get on and you're going to watch the video and be like, how in the world this video gets so many views? I have content that's way better than this. And you're probably right. You probably do have content that's better than that, but they've been doing it for 5, 6, 7 years. They have 100,000 plus subscribers, and they have probably 60 or 70,000 people that watch their video front to back, no matter what they put out every week.
Yeah, it's like TV shows. You know, you get the shows that run for 10 or 15 years. They were great in the beginning, then they started petering out, but people are still watching them because they remember how great the show was in the beginning. And every now and then they have a great episode, but so you just keep watching, and that's the way some of these bigger channels are. So New Horizons has a question, and I think we already answered this, but so I'm not sure. Let's just revisit it real quick. What's a good amount of tags to use?
So use as many tags as you can use and still stay relevant.
Yes.
Whether that's
I want to retouch on that. I want to retouch something real quick on bigger channels and you trying to compete and they have lesser tags. You're 100% right, but what I would take it one step further. It doesn't matter if they have 1 million subs or 100,000 subs for 30 subs. You can still outrank them.
Mm-hmm.
If you do your SEOs correctly in the search results and put everything right, you can consistently outrank Less Junk, More Journey, or KYD, or Wayward Wags, or myself. If you do your tags correctly and optimize them, you can get ahead of everybody. And again, you want to try and be in the top 10 of that search result on YouTube.
And so the goal is not always to be the top suggested on YouTube or Google, but another reason that you use that incognito tab and find out who's doing good and who's doing your subject that you're doing your video on really great is because not only do you want yours to be competitive in the search engine, if yours is pretty similar to theirs, your video is going to get shared after their video is viewed by a viewer. Yours is going to be in that right-hand side that YouTube says, hey, watch this one next. Or it's going to automatically queue yours up next after a KYD video or after a Less Junk, More Journey video or after a Changing Lanes video. And then they see you and go, oh, these are great also. Let me go watch the rest of their stuff.
And that's how you grow.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get bigger. Because people are going to start seeing your content and they're going to start watching it and go, you know what? This ain't half bad. Why haven't I found these guys before? You haven't found them before because you're not putting in the right SEOs.
And your stuff doesn't get shared by accident. And I guarantee you, your video, if it's not tagged correctly and it's not titled correctly and your SEO is not where it needs to be, you're not going to get shared on major channels. You're just not.
Right. So I think we answered this one too. If you can only find 5 or 6 tags that are relevant to the video, then you use 5 or 6 tags.
Exactly. But if you have, like we said earlier, if you have a phrase, I can take a phrase and make 20 tags out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as I can bring my tag value. If I just say, if you know, for example, one of my titles was like, well, for example, this last video I did, you know, what to do in your RV when there's a tornado. So you got RV, tornado, RV living in tornado, tornado alley, friggin', you know, you can break it down into a bunch of different tags and still be relevant.
Did you use the hashtag don't die?
Yeah. Okay, so Farmoki wants to know what an SEO is. SEO stands for search engine optimization. We talked about that in the beginning of the video. So if you weren't here at the beginning, just go back and watch. Well, honestly, it's probably easier just to do a Google search for SEO, and you'll see all kinds of cool stuff. So nursing our travel bug has a question. Did we discuss vidIQ scores versus vid SEO score, and which one's more important?
Well, they're going to both be hand in hand. I mean, if your vidIQ score is good, your vid SEO score is probably going to be good also. There's really no way to know until your video is published.
Right. So if your video is not performing well once it's published or as well as you think it should, go back and play around with the keywords. Don't go back and start playing around with keywords an hour after you made it public.
Right.
But
that'll confuse YouTube.
Yeah, they'll confuse YouTube, and don't change them every day either. I would say you gotta make a
Yeah,
change
don't do
and
that.
wait.
So what I've
But you
found, and
can.
I don't know, but by personal experience, and I have done any research on this, but just by watching my own analytics, what I have found is your videos are going to perform about whatever average is for your channel in the first 24 hours or so. After that 24 hours, you're either going to see a plateau or you're going to see a jump. If YouTube is suggesting your video, you're going to see a jump. If it's not, you're going to see a plateau or a drop.
And you can go back 6 months later. If you have a video that's just flatlined and you think it's a halfway decent video, you can go back 6 months later and change a lot of that stuff because it's really going to matter. The video's already run its course. It's a done deal. It's a shot out of a gun. So instead of just letting it flatline and sit there, you can redo the video. I wouldn't necessarily change the name, but you can try and do different stuff like change the thumbnail, change the tags and stuff, because that video has already run its course. Now, if you have what I call sleeper videos or freebie videos, and what I mean is videos that are gonna, like when you do a park review, that video is going to be relevant probably every summer.
Yeah,
you're going to get hits on that video, right? It's going to come back and you're going to get free hits for the life of that video is up there. Leave those alone. Don't touch those.
Yeah, and you won't get a ton, but you'll be consistent. You'll get a few every day or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And they're just free. Give me views and stuff like that. Those are great. But if you're doing like a review on a master built smoker and 6 months down the road, that video just tanks and it's not being shared, it's just in your playlist, you can go back and redo all that stuff, and relaunch that video. Absolutely.
And so another thing that we've done is if we have a video, like for example, when we were looking for internet, we used the Jetpack with the unlimited plan, and we talked all about that. Now that plan got grandfathered and it's no longer available through Verizon. So we took that video down completely. We took it off because what I don't want to happen is I don't want people to go to our channel and get 10 minutes into a video and go, oh man, I'm talking about stuff I can't even get anymore. It's not even the thing. And then it just made somebody mad. Now they're gone.
Okay, so, when you say you took it down, you talking about you deleted it off of YouTube, or what did you mean by that?
Just make it unlisted or private.
As unlisted.
Yep, unlisted.
I
asked that question because what happens to the watch time if you delete a video?
You lose it.
It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
If you take a video and you make it private or unlisted, all that watch time associated with that video is gone.
So and then the other thing is it may become relevant again. So if Verizon brings this package back, all I have to do is change it back to public, and we're good.
And then it's relaunched like a brand new video because all of the data for that video is gone.
I don't think so, because I've had videos unlisted and it made them public again, and it didn't change anything. It still kept all the analytics from it.
Hey,
I don't know.
We're getting, we got about 12 minutes left or so.
Yeah.
Can I talk about? Can I really quickly talk about how you can get into your analytics and tell if your video, once you've already launched your video, how you can tell if it's being suggested and how well it's performing by looking at your analytics?
I want to answer this question real quick. Honestly, if people are having problems finding your name on YouTube because it's similar to a lot of other things, it may not be relevant. The only thing you can do about it is change your name. There's nothing else you can do. Either add something to your name or go to a completely different name, because there's nothing you can do. Because if your name is New Horizons, there's nothing you can do to change because you can't change YouTube to make it look for you. The only way you have to change for YouTube. YouTube is not going to change for you.
The other thing I want to say real quick on that is don't be afraid to put your channel name in the tags.
Yep.
Right? So our Epic RV Adventure, Wayward Wags, I know is a really big search term because I've used them in my videos. My name, Papa Drew's RV. Put that stuff in your tags. And even though I changed my channel name from Papa Drew's Family RV Channel to Papa Drew's RV, I still, in my tags, will put Papa Drew's Family RV channel. And the reason why is it's been searched on Google. And it's still getting searched on Google.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll get searched on YouTube because of that. So I put those are two relevant tags. So put your channel name in your tags.
So there's a couple of things that you can do if you want to rebrand. I would say tip number one is if you're going to rebrand, do it as early as possible while you have a lower subscriber count, because you are going to lose people when you rebrand. The other thing that you can do is you can change your name. So if you want to change your name from New Horizons RV Adventures, you can go New Horizons RV Adventures and then in parentheses, formerly New Horizons, and run it like that for a couple of months, and then eventually drop the parentheses off as, you know, formerly New Horizons. And then you kind of transition from one brand to another without losing, because people look at their subscription, they go, I didn't subscribe to this, I subscribed to this. But if it says formerly New Horizons, then it's okay, I am subscribed to them. They stick around, and then you eventually drop that off. You become the new you, and you have a minimal loss. You're still going to lose some though.
And changing your name is like a 2-second process. So
when you change your name or rebrand, usually you change it so it's a lot smaller to make it easier for people to find. Wayward Wags, 2 words. Papa Drew's RV, 3 words. Keep it small and easy for people to find. That's one of the tips on rebranding, at least from my point.
Yep.
That's why I went from a very large name to a very small name.
All right, Dustin, what you were going to talk about?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about some analytics and how you can tell if your video is being suggested on other channels, where they're being suggested, what videos they're being suggested on, and how you're kind of performing and stuff. So hopefully some of the people in here have their channel pulled up. So if you go to your, and I don't know if how much of your analytics you actually want to show, Michael, but if you want to click along, you can.
I don't care.
But it will show some of your analytics. So if you click on your YouTube Studio, go to your home page or your channel page, and then you click on your oh, you're not there yet.
You want me to be on my channel or YouTube Studio?
Yeah, go to your channel.
Okay.
Oh, you're in YouTube Studio already, so you're good.
Yeah. Okay.
Go to your analytics over there. All right, then up top you're going to see a little tab that says reach. This is going to show you who you're reaching, how you're reaching them, where you're reaching them from, and all that cool stuff. Now it looks like a bunch of data.
I'm pretty certain the red numbers, the down arrows, are bad.
That's not good. So really don't pay attention to that, because this is talking about impressions and stuff over the last 28 days. So I wouldn't worry about that. So go scroll down where it says impressions.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see like click-through rates, and you'll see all that cool stuff. Views, unique viewers, all that stuff. You know, you see the traffic source. You see that traffic source right there?
Yep. Source types
with a little circle, and it'll say like browse features, YouTube, Google, all that stuff.
Yep. So
browse feature means that person is specifically searching for that somewhere on YouTube or Google or whatever. That's how they're finding your stuff. And so if you look at suggested videos, that is the percent that people are finding you through watching other people's video, and YouTube is suggesting your video.
Remember last week we were talking about browse feature versus suggested video? In my opinion, browse feature is way more powerful than suggested.
Yeah.
You're going to reach a broader audience with browse feature.
So go back to where you were, Michael, and scroll down even further where it says traffic source and suggested videos. That will give you a list of videos that YouTube is using to suggest your video. And if that list is all your own videos, it's not suggested anywhere else except for your channel, which is not good. So you want to see other people's videos, other people's channels, you know? So like, for example, I did the tornado video, and in my analytics, I looked, there was a video on there from Less Junk, More Journey, Changing Lanes, KYD, Dan and Jen, Nevada, Getaway Couple. Those are all bigger channels. And so now I know that on those channels, my video is being suggested. That's good for that video. But if your list is all your own videos, not so good.
Yeah, I think about 2 or 3 of these are mine, and the rest are somebody else. I don't know who they are.
And then you'll see on the right-hand side where it says traffic source. And that's the specific YouTube search. Those are the words that people are searching to find your videos. At the bottom right-hand corner, Michael.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So you look at that, and whatever is at the top, what's on the top on yours?
Our epic RV adventure.
So that's what people are searching the most to find your videos. And second, so that's what you look at those. You're like, okay, you go through all your videos, you look through the analytic, and whatever people are searching for the most to find your videos, use those tags more, use those titles more, use those keywords more, and you'll see that grow on each one of your videos.
Those are your key tag words that you put in every video, down in the tagline, where you drop the tags in. Go back to that page real quick.
I will say that, you know, when you upload a video, you can't just get on here 24 to 48 hours later and get accurate data.
Right.
Because everybody for a video takes off at first and then either plateaus or grows or falls off. So you want to give it a week or so before you're going to get some real data.
Hard data. Now, go through, because we can bring this up for next week. Go through to the right-hand side. Go up. And you want to see that triangle right there, that triangle. Let's talk about that next week. What do you think, Mike?
Impressions? Yeah.
Yep. Because that is how you're going to grow, along with the SEOs and the thumbnails. This is the other piece of this is the other key of the puzzle. That is the huge part of how you're going to really grow your channel really quick. Is that right there?
Yeah. So I know a lot of this is pretty heavy stuff and might seem a little complicated, and it kind of is complicated, but once you start getting the mindset and you start thinking about it, you start doing it, it's really not as daunting and huge as it seems to be. If you're new to all this stuff, search engine optimization, YouTube, getting good search, if you're new to all this stuff, it's just something you're new to. Just like when you guys first tried to ride a bicycle, right? You fell down, you skinned your knee, whatever, concussion. But once you've got the hang of it, it becomes second nature. So for these guys here, they've been putting out so many videos, they probably don't put a lot of deliberate thought in it, because it's just muscle memory for them to go through. I need to go do this, this, and this, and that's why if you watch the video again, take notes, step by step. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do that. And it'll help your videos. And trust me, your channel will grow better, not necessarily faster, but better by having your videos ranked, because then you're getting the quality subscribers who are watching your content all the way through, giving you the watch hours you need so you can get that the holy grail of monetization, so you can start earning the $2 to $3 a month, like a lot of people do on YouTube.
Yeah. And I'll say, look, if it's taking you a long time to figure this out and do it, that's okay. That's how I started too. I learned this stuff on my own, looking at a bunch of YouTube videos, and I did have help from other creators, and that's why I'm on other people's channel trying to help, because someone helped me. And so I want to help others grow too. But I will say this, and I was told this very early on when I started my YouTube channel, and I was told this, I'm not going to name drop, but I was told this by a very big, significant channel. And he specifically, he just told me, he said, look, I can teach you all the analytics. I can teach you all this stuff. I can teach you SEO and click rates and all tags and titles and all that stuff, but I cannot teach you how to be interesting. And content is king. And if you don't have interesting stuff, it doesn't matter how good the rest of your stuff is, no one's going to watch you.
Right. So I don't think we can really answer this question. It's on the screen right now. Any thoughts about how to more closely tie your videos to a specific channel? Are you talking about tying them to your own channel or another channel? I'm not really sure. That's probably going to have to be a topic for another day, because we are right at the top of the hour, unfortunately.
That could be trend. I spent 5 days now, editing a video that's coming out hopefully tomorrow. I'm uploading it right now. it takes a long time to get content to where it's watchable. I made a video for 15 minutes. I cut it down to 10 of me just talking to the camera. I put myself to sleep. It was horrible.
Yeah.
But then I made it and I chopped it up and I did some stuff to it. I think you're all going to enjoy watching this. Dustin thinks I'm nuts because I spent all this time on it. But it was, and then it crashed.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, they want to know what's about tying your videos to another big channel. I don't think you want to tie your video to another big channel unless you're doing a collaboration with that bigger channel. And then that's
yeah. So what you want to do is, like we talked about earlier with getting the information from the incognito window, you see how other channels are performing. It's not necessarily that you want to tie your videos or yourself to another big channel. You want to get your videos suggested on as many other big channels as you can, not necessarily just one, because if I just get shared on KYD, it's going to do me a little bit of good, but not much. But if I'm shared on 5 or 6 other major channels, it's going to do me a lot of good. And I'm going to do that through keywords and search engine optimization.
Yep. All right. We are out of time, folks. Thanks a lot. I just dropped a link. Jerry Holly's on probably right now.
Can I just do something real quick?
You got 2 seconds.
All right, cool. Hey, tomorrow night we got a live. I'm going to be interviewing Brazen Brits, and then I'm going to have a premiere after that. So come on. It's going to be a really good interview. These are people.
Yep, Andrew's out. So shoot me an email.
And check that out and help us out.
Yeah, well, check out Drew tomorrow. And even email us at ourepic.rvadventure@gmail.com.
And I probably lost all my audio.
We'll get it to these guys, and we'll get you an answer. You guys have a great day. And Jerry's not quite live yet, so he might be waiting for us. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. So everybody be safe. If everything's open where you're at, I'm jealous. Bye.
See ya.